What's up, everybody? This is Zem. I kind of wanted to do a Batalia SI tutorial because I noticed that I don't think anybody's made one yet, so I kind of want to just do that. Because I know that this tends to be a wall for a lot of newer runners. A lot of people, when they're first picking up Rack 100%, they don't really quite understand exactly how tough this SI can be. And I was originally going to make this a tutorial on every SI in the game, but for the most part they're relatively self-explanatory, and Sippy or Cypress, he already put out a very extensive Velden 2 SI tutorial, so I didn't really feel the need to do every single SI. I just kind of want to touch on this one because, like I said, there's no resources for it yet. So that being said, let's begin. Let's discuss this SI real quick. So first things first, we're going to want to start, you want to start tucked in this corner right here. And the reason is because there's a slight elevation change up here that puts you a little tiny bit higher than if you were to start it, you know, anywhere else around the area. So when you're first high jumping, you're going to go out and you want to land right around here. So if you can see right there, let me go back a little bit. Hopefully YouTube doesn't screw me over right here. So you see Ratchet lands right around here, which is, if you're looking at it, I guess it's this little leaf right here. So I guess that's where you're aiming, is that little leaf. So he lands right on it. Oftentimes, if you feel as if, for whatever reason you're not SIing properly, I usually try to go a little bit more to the left than I think I should. I usually aim like right around here, and I guess Ratchet's body just ends up over here. So I normally like to aim right around here. It'll, you know, for lack of a better way of putting it, auto-complete you to over here. So then the second high jump, what are you gonna do? Actually, I'm gonna let this play out so that you can see it. Boom. Okay, so for the second high jump, the tricky thing about this one is that it's possible to have too much height. And that's a big issue for a lot of SIs. The SIs, they're not difficult, they're just precise. As long as you aim at the right spots, at the exact right spots every single time, it'll always consistently work the way you need it to. So as you're going up, you see where Ratchet's, you see like right here, you want to be aiming right at this spot of moss right here. That's where you want to SI. But if you just go straight at the wall, Ratchet will end up right around here. So what you want to do, you kind of want to curve Ratchet's body around. And you can see I slightly do that. So if I go back 5 seconds, boom, into that. See, I kind of stall a little bit. I don't necessarily go like, woo, like that. I just kind of like cut a line. So if I kind of cut a line straight to the left and then into the wall. You can kind of see me do that there. And so like I said, you want to land right here. That's your next point. So the next one, I actually think this one's one of the tougher ones. I think SIs number 3 and 4 are the trickiest ones. So this SI right here, number 3, I'll let it play out. See, look how I make an arc. First off, I want you to pay attention to this arc right here. So I land right here. You see that arc I make? I take that arc very specifically. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to put on sound there. So let me show you that again. So the arc that I'm making here is because I want to land, if I just frame advance this, I want to land like right here. But this is not a flat surface. This is actually arced upwards to the right. So I'm arcing Ratchet's body around. I retract once. And then I land. So retracting is a big part of SIs. And you can see it in motion right here where I retract, boom, and then I do an SI right there. So you can see it again. Retract and then SI. So again, I'm arcing Ratchet's body so they can aim right here. This is the exact spot you want to land on. You want to be facing upright so that when you land, you can nail that SI. Now this fourth one is kind of strange because you can't be too high up. So if I were to just go at this SI, like as you can see here, if I just let it play out. If you just go at that SI, if you press X a little bit too soon, you'll probably fall down, or if you're facing it too far upwards, you'll fall down. Note how I'm basically looking almost straight to the right on this one. So we go into the right like that. I kind of went upwards and then upright. But you kind of want to, I'm holding the analog stick hard right. It just so happens that the way this angle is set up means if I hold right, it kind of just sends me upright. So I'm holding right, and I'm mashing X. So on this one, you can mash X. A lot of them, you want to be specific. This one, you can mash X. And then, so basically, I kind of lied. I think the fifth one is also kind of tricky. So there's 3, and then upwards into 4. So like right around here is the SI point. As you can see by Ratchet's feet. Boom, right there's the SI point. But as long as you're holding upright, it's not hard to hit that one. Then this one in particular can give runners a lot of grief because if you don't aim at the right spot, this will really fuck you over. So I turn the camera here, and this is the only SI that I really turn the camera for, except for maybe 3. So I do turn a little bit for 3. Yeah, I turn a little bit for 3 and then into 4. And then I really turn the camera here because you want to aim right around here. Usually if you're falling down on this SI, you need to aim more to the right. So you might need to adjust that for however you see fit. But I usually like to aim, as you can see, if I go back, right around here. I think this is about as far left as you can go. Oftentimes you kind of want to be a little bit more to the right here, but you want to kind of aim where all these leaves are clustered up. Yeah, this particular section is a pain in the ass. And like I said, it gives runners a lot more grief than I think we're willing to admit. But you want to aim right around here, and then if you do that properly, boom, you can just see the frame advance there. He almost lands exactly in the middle of the cluster there, of this like freaking marijuana bush, whatever the hell that is. Sorry, my phone just went off. And then you do another high jump. And then from here, so this can also give you grief. You're going to mash the absolute fuck out of X once you get to this spot right here. So I'll just let this play out so you can see it. So I land in the middle of the bush there, and then I mash the fuck out of X so that I can get a double jump. Now, if you notice, what I do here, I kind of, there's an invisible wall right here, and I kind of like to press myself perpendicular to that wall. If the wall is like this, I press myself up against it like this because the wall kind of pushes you into the exact spot you need to be at. So like if you're facing too far to the left or facing too far to the right, you will not get the double jump SI. You want to make sure you're facing perpendicular to the wall and then let the wall kind of push you. Let me go back so you can see it. Push you into the spot that you need to be at. So you land here, I go there, and then it pushes you. See, notice here? This is the spot where I'm being pushed. See, as you can notice, all I did was hold forward, but the wall pushed me into this spot right here. And then I just begin mashing the fuck out of X, like I said. You mash X. And then from here, you can't glide directly into the SI point. The SI point, it slopes upwards from here. So it's like, imagine a hill like that, but turned so that the width of it is between the rocks. So there is like an elevation here where like the hill is at its highest right here, and then it kind of dips down, back downwards. You'll understand what I mean 100%. Like that'll be crystal clear the first time you ever do this. And the SI point is at the very peak of the hill, but you can't glide directly into it. You kind of have to pause mid-glide and then go up into it, or else you'll just like double jump over and over and not really SI properly, and it's just kind of a pain in the ass. So as you can see, I'm gliding up and then slowly into the point. And now I didn't do it perfectly in this video. I stole this directly from a PB, but you can kind of see what I mean here by the slope, how I'm getting like pushed down a slope a little bit. And so you can see I kind of glide, I ease into the SI point. And then from here, so this is this SI is super free. You just aim at this face of the rock right here. This one, you want to aim right around here. So like more towards the corner of that rock. Again in the corner. Again in the corner, and then finally right here at the very, like, the middle of this wall right here. So let me show you that whole sequence again. This is a lot easier than it looks, as long as you know, like, you can improvise a lot with this particular rock wall. The hard part is getting up to here. Once you get up to here, the rest of this is super easy. So again, middle, right, 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 middle. Just like that, and then you're on top of the rock. So that's the long and the short of Batalia SI. Let me show you that whole sequence again in motion. So you stand up right over here. You're aiming at the leaf, onto the green moss, onto the upright wall. Hold right here into the middle of the marijuana bush. Then you mash the fuck out of X. You ease up into the SI slope. You go center, right, 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 center. Easy peasy. So that's Batalia SI. If you guys have any questions about that, if something didn't quite make sense, or if you found a different way of doing it, feel free to share. Oh, excuse me. Feel free to share. I don't mind. You telling me how it either did or did not work. I know a lot of people tend to change, like if you look at One Tabloid, he changes camera angles a lot more frequently than I do. When it comes to SIs, for me, less is more, so I don't like moving the camera around very much. And that's kind of the beauty of SIs, is as long as you're aiming at the right spots, you don't need to do anything to camera angles. So that's about it. That's about all I have to say about this trick. So thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and until next time, peace out.